Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Let's Talk on DNT Work. My name is Olujo Kemusako, and as usual, we'll bring you topics that are exciting, educative, and enlightening. And today I have a very special person with me. His name is Raphael Momodu Ojemen. He is the managing director, Raphael's Homes and Properties Limited. Today we'll be discussing investments, precisely land banking. And he is here to do that with us. He's a real estate personality. He's done so much for himself, and he's actually someone you want to learn from. So at the end of the program, if indeed you want to know more about it, you can always contact him. So please stay tuned. And also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on all of our social media platforms, and enjoy this show with us.
JK Royal Signatures, a blend of African fabric.
Thank you so much, Raphael, for coming on the show. I indeed appreciate your time.
You are welcome. Thank you.
All right. So the topic is investment, land banking precisely. How would you explain investment? What exactly is investment, and why is it so important?
Actually, investing in land banking is something that is very much interesting, and most people do not actually know what it's all about. But as people would actually say, for you to do well in any business, you must know what it's all about. And so if you are doing land banking for the sake of building you want to buy land for land banking and you intend to build, that's not land banking. It's the purpose of aggregating several land, massive, or you start small, little by little, and you grow in such investment. When you are doing land banking is the process of you gather the land and later you resell in future when it must have appreciated. In land banking, you buy land to wait. You don't wait to buy land because the land today you can't afford to buy the same at the same price in the nearest future. So in land banking, what is at stake is time and patience. Those two things plays a very big important role in land banking. Because land banking, as I have said earlier, you have to wait for some time before you have to resell your land. It's not an investment. You venture into it just for the sake of when I'm out of cash, I want to sell my land. At the end of the day, you might be regretting, why did I even sell my land? For example, you could buy a land today at the rate of 500,000, and because it's not yet up to 5 years, at least the minimum time to wait when it comes to land banking is at least minimum 5 years. That is not enough. I got a few years in the past whereby a land was sold at the rate of 500,000. Just within the space of 3 good years or 4 years, it was now sold at the rate of 10 million. Those who benefited from that 500,000 thought it was the right time to sell it when it was 10 million. But as I speak to you today, that same land, those who sold it, they are like regretting now because they sold at the rate of 10 million. They thought they have cash out. But due to the fact that land banking is the process of being patient, provided your documentation and every other process is secured before buying. So those who sold at 10 million, they thought they have cash out. But those who are now selling, that is now 8 years after, they are selling that same plot of land that those people who are in hurry to cash out sold at the rate of 10 million. They are now selling at the rate of 55 million, 45 million. So that is how land banking is. The more patient you are, the more you get the return of your investment. because it's an investment whereby you just buy, keep, and wait for the
Okay.
right time.
All
Land
right.
banking,
So,
you can never wait enough. You keep waiting because it appreciates yearly, months, sometimes 6 months. You discover that what you bought in the last 5 months is now, after 6 months, the changes is there. But you'll be surprised because it's a business or investment you do. Even while you are sleeping, your money is growing. You don't need to do much work in land banking after buying.
okay. So
The
how is
much
land
work.
banking, if I may ask, how is land banking different from other kind of investments? I know you've mentioned some of these things, but can we differentiate all other real estate investment, all other
Okay.
investments from land banking?
In land banking, why land banking is different? In real estate business, you have several parts of real estate that is, you have a lot in real estate, diversity of business. You have land banking, you have short let, you have estate selling of properties, a finished building and you want to sell it, you want to sell apartment. Those ones are cash flow business. They are not investment.
Mm,
You can invest in building a property, you are still under cash flow business because when you invest your money in properties that was supposed to be built, let's assume you want to do five buildings now, like 5-story building, you have money and you are ready to invest your money in it. Yes, it's good, you are investing, but what you are investing is cash flow business. But in land banking, is you are investing in land, you are buying it and keeping it for the purpose of reselling.
mm,
And in the process of doing that, you have to learn one thing in land banking. That is, you need to know the right time to sell, the right time to dispose your land, and at what time or when do you think it is the location you want to buy, do you think it has value? You need to consider location in land banking and when to sell because land banking does not have when to buy. You
mm,
must always buy and wait for the future. But
mm,
when it comes to buying a location or buying a property for you to live in, it's a cash flow business because you are the buyer. When you buy the property, 5% goes to the agency fee. The money goes to the property owner. From the property owner also settle those people who have invested money in building that building. So it's a cash flow business. But when it comes to land banking, it's not a cash flow business. It's the easiest and is the most profitable you can ever venture into because it's an investment. Is the biggest part of real estate that a lot of people don't know about. In land banking, when you invest in land banking, you might be like, oh, other cash flow business is better than land banking. But the truth is that over the years, I've come to realize that when you spend money in investing in land banking, a land you buy today, you have less stress in land banking, but other cash flow business, you have stress in it. And what are the stress in other cash flow business in real estate? You need to hire an agent to look for somebody to rent the building. You need to paint the house. In fact, to be sincere with you, land banking is more profitable than building a house for short let or even building a house for you living personally. Because in land banking, after purchase of land and your due diligence before buying, you have more time, you work less, and you spend less in land banking. Because the work you will do in land banking is your due diligence before buying. Once you buy from the right estate owners or the right property owner and your documentation are in good process and they are all okay, you have no much work to do because you have perfected your document. The next thing that is this, you need to invest a little bit in two ways. It's either you now have to add value to that land or natural value comes to that land. What are the natural value? When you buy a land, for example, in a before, as we know it, Ibejuleki is not as open as today. Those who invested money in buying land and getting massive land in Ibejuleki, now the natural value comes with the road of the government providing road in it, The government will now provide road, accessible road, airport, and the rest of them. So it becomes more expensive. But if you want to add value personally, you have to build the fence around it, do the interlogging inside the estate, or you now have to do other works that is needed on that land. Signboard, front gate, and the rest of them. For example, if you look back not too far away, Shimawa as at 2009, 2010, 2008, Shimawa, if you buy a plot in Shimawa, you have to spend like 500,000 to get a plot. Now I can assure you can't get a land for 20 million again in Shimawa. Why? When government started building the road that leads to Shimawa, Shimawa jumped from 3 million to 8 million. I'm a living example witness to that. From 3 million to 8 million. Why? Because there is now government providing access road, infrastructure that people will enjoy. So the value of that place jump up instantly. So these are the things you look in land banking. You didn't do any work. You didn't have to work, but you have bought the place, you have secured your document, and you have secured the land. So you sleep, even while you are sleeping, your money is growing in investment and the value is appreciating. One of the biggest things you need to know about land banking is that land does not depreciate. It is 100% impossible for any land to depreciate in value. But some locations appreciate faster, while some locations don't appreciate faster. So in land banking, for you to do the business, you need to actually look at the location very well before venturing in land banking. Likewise,
Now, which brings me to the next. It brings me to this question. Now, you said something about looking at location. So, what are the factors that people should consider when they want to, especially when it comes to location, when they want to buy a land, especially for land reselling?
One thing you need to know is this: in land banking, there are some things you need to do, your due diligence. Number one, I won't lie to you and I will come straight to the table so that everybody can understand. Before buying any land for land banking or for investment purpose in land banking, there are some things you need to do. Number one, which company are you buying from? I won't advise you as a newcomer in land banking business to venture into buying land from Omonile. I won't advise you. Omonile in Nigeria can sell land to
they are like land
6.
grabbers, right? Omonile is land grabbers.
Yes, they are like land grabbers. So when you buy land from them, at the end of the day, 5 of you might be fighting over one plot of land. So I won't advise you. But if you are going to buy from any company, these are the things that I think the step you should take that will guide you. Number one, you need to know which company you want to buy from. After knowing the company you have decided to buy from, you need to run a background check of the portfolio of that company. Who are those board of trustees of that company? Who are those who are running the company? Who are the backbone of the company? You need to do this by paying lawyers. In the past, I contacted lawyers from 6 different geopolitical zones. They don't know each other. I paid them for profiling of each of the companies I wanted to choose to buy land from. After choosing them, you pay them their money, they do their work, and at the end of the day, I found out that the result of the 6 different lawyers I chose, we are actually the same thing. I paid that money. It's painful to pay the money, but today I'm reaping the joy because I needed to invest. What I'm investing is going to be my money, my sweat. I shouldn't just throw it out there. So I needed to do what? Make some background searches of which company I want to buy from. What is their legacy? What do they stand for? Who are those behind this business? So you need to be very careful. So in one of the process is checking the portfolio of the company you want to buy from. What did they do? Who are those people that are behind the company? Who are those people that set up this business? Very, very important. Because integrity in land banking is something that you should consider because it's your money. After doing that background check, I now decided to proceed to meet with the company, one of the marketers, and also one of the staff. Another thing that is interesting in land banking, you need to know who you are buying from, the head, the owners of the company. You need to try to find out about them, trying to know them. It's not a must you meet them physically. And if you wish, you need to go to that company physically. Sometimes people refer people to each company. Yes, that's good enough, fair enough. But you need to actually know where you want to deposit your huge amount of investment. And in land banking, when you are doing land banking, you don't just buy one plot. I have one regret I still have today. When I was buying one particular location, as at that time, I have the money to buy 6 plots, but I decided to buy just one. I was afraid. Later, I bought 2. The 2 plots that in that location today, the amount is above 50 million. But at the end of the day, I regretted because of my ignorance and my level of knowledge then. I was like, let me just buy 2. The remaining money I use it to invest in other things. But to be sincere with you, other things I invested money on died. None of them even produced anything. But that 2 plot I bought today saved me from those money I lost. But imagine if I have used the money to buy 6 and secure 6 plots in that particular location. By today, I should be counting my big cash out in the real estate investment. But today, I still thank God because I still believe His process in life, and I'm still buying. I'm not stopping, but I'm still buying because in life you don't need to. There's no stagnant. Change is what is constant, and you learn every day. So that's why when you want to go into land banking, you don't buy a plot in a particular location and think you have arrived, because you have, for example, a land you bought at the rate of 1,150,000, for example, 10 years ago. Now, as of today, I can boldly say they are selling it for 45 million. And now they are selling for 45 million. Imagine if that money I had, I was able to buy 5. So I should be counting like, that's how the magic works. That's why it's an investment. It's a magic. You can't understand the mathematics if you are not taught or if you are not aware of it. So imagine that plot of land was just like 1,050,000 then. And imagine if I have bought 6 and today is 55 million. 55 million times 6. So you become more wealthy and you get more wealthy and easily in real estate, especially in land banking. Should I have invested my 1 million in buying a house or trying to build two-bedroom apartment? I can't sell it as at today's market for 55 million. It is impossible. So even that 1,050,000 cannot even, as at then, be able to provide me the income I have as at today. Because with 1,050,000, what can you do in Nigeria of then? If you are going to build, you can't build up to 2-room and parlor with that. But with land banking, that 1,050,000 is now up to something that is giving you a value of 55 million of today's economy. So land banking does not die and it doesn't go back. No matter how slow it is, it will definitely appreciate. But some locations appreciate faster, while some locations don't appreciate faster. But when you talk about other investment in real estate, I could invest my money in building a house, and at the end of the day, the tenants are not paying me, and we start going to court every day. We have to call a lawyer. We have to spend more for maintenance. Today, the borehole is having problem. Tomorrow, the sockaway is bad. Tomorrow, a tenant is not doing well or disturbing other tenants. That's why land banking is the safest investment. It requires money, but gradual process, you will definitely get there to where you want to be.